YouTube's greatest chef just retired. Not Gordon Ramsay, not Jamie Oliver.
Oh my God, the suspense is killing me.
I'm talking about the Outdoor Boys. Now their food looks incredible, but is it actually good? Today, we find out the truth. Like Luke always says,
tonight I'm eating like a king.
Starting off with the iconic bread and honey butter, this one always looks the most satisfying to me. Bunch of butter, bunch of honey. What I love about his food is it's usually simple, but just the way he eats it, like in the wilderness, it looks so satisfying.
So let me give you the most basic recipe to get you started. Bread flour, sugar, salt, yeast, and water.
Literally just 5 ingredients. Okay, so he says the amount of yeast, sugar, and salt you use does not matter. That is my kind of recipe. We are strictly going by feel. We're gonna try a couple variations. Let's see how it goes. We'll start by adding in the bread flour. Feels very weird not measuring, but I kind of like it. We'll make a little hole in the center. And he specifically says the amount of yeast you use doesn't matter. I used to think baking was a perfect science, but this process completely flips that on its head. Well, the sugar and the salt. Finally, a little bit of warm water in the middle and a quick mix. We've got a little bit of frothing. Now I'll just add a little more water and start mixing into our dough. Wow. Okay, that is a phone covered in flour. Well, it's definitely sticky. I'll start kneading. He said it is supposed to be sticking to your fingers, which I can confirm is happening right now. This is actually kind of fun. He said eventually it should dry out, no longer be sticking as much to the counter or my hands, which is actually what seems to be happening. That should be good. Now we'll let it rest to rise. Okay, it's been an hour and our bread has doubled in size. Let's see if we can get this fire started. Okay guys, we've made it outside, but I just realized we probably chose the hottest day all year, but have no fear, this is an Outdoor Boys video. We gotta deal with the conditions as they are. First step, we have to light this fire. Now, fortunately, we have the luxury of pretty much every device to create flame. However, in the spirit of the Outdoor Boys, we gotta do this the authentic way. So I've never actually used one of these before. Oh. Wow, okay. Let's see if we can get this lit. Oh my gosh, that was a lot easier than I was expecting. Feeling kind of proud of myself. Let's see if we can keep this fire alive. Ooh yeah, nothing like a nice hot fire on a 95-degree Miami day. Didn't think this video would be an actual survival video, but it's sort of feeling like that right now. A lot of smoke inhalation, but either way, cheese in the bread, and we'll wrap it up. And now, believe it or not, we're placing this loaf of bread directly on and covered in hot coals. This feels wrong, but I'm putting my faith in the Outdoor Boys on this one. Now for the second type of bread, he just kind of flattens it out. It's more like a flat bread, and instead of going in the coals like our loaf, it's going right on top. And we'll give it a little flip. Oh, wow, that actually looks perfect. Look at the color on that. Looks like we got a bit of sticking from the coals, and honestly, the loaf looks burned to a crisp, but they should be done. This is that beautiful flat bread, a little bit charred, but honestly, it looks and smells so good. And for what I'm most excited about, let's make that honey butter.
Is there anything better than warm, fresh bread? Yes, warm, fresh bread with honey butter.
We have a bunch of pure honey. We'll add the melted butter and we'll give it a shake. There's no way this could be bad. So good, wow. This is genius and I haven't even tasted it yet. Now we'll just lather up that bread. The butter's given the honey this almost silky texture. I cannot wait to taste this. And then of course we have our loaf. Kind of looks like a cannonball. I guess sort of to be expected if you completely cover something in raging hot coals. We'll have to see if it's edible. Gonna remove as much of that ash as possible. I mean, Luke does say it's all edible and fine to eat, and we'll slice into it. Straight up, I've never succeeded at making bread. This might be the best looking bread I've ever made in my entire life. It actually looks like bread. We got that cheese pocket, a really nice crunchy feel to it. I mean, it's bubbly on the inside. Keep in mind, we did 0 measuring whatsoever, and this is what we're left with. Obviously, the big question mark here is how will the outside taste given that it was cooked directly inside a fire? But either way, I'm feeling optimistic. So I know you guys can't see, but Sophia's foot is actually broken. If you guys could please wish her a healthy foot in the comments, we'd really appreciate it. This is one of those things that I've seen so often online and I've always wanted to try it. It looks and smells so good.
I found this channel because of the food, and I didn't really even know it was like a survivalist channel.
Let's find out if he's the real deal.
That is unbelievable bread.
I think I'm more impressed by the honey butter.
One of the best bites of food I've ever had.
Stupid good.
It's crispy, you get that smoky flavor, that sweetness. This is off the charts.
That campfire charred taste is unbelievable.
But did you see how I made it? We just eyeballed everything. Kind of blowing my mind.
I always thought baking was such a science, but he made it like an art and it just works.
And it's so fluffy too.
We gotta try the one with the cheese in it.
It's so good.
Do you see how I cooked this? I threw this in a fire, and somehow
It just works. I don't know how it works, but you're a genius, Luke, because this is insane. It's like a savory donut.
This is an S tier recipe and it's so simple. Yes.
I think that's starting very high.
It's so good.
Clearly, that was absolutely mind-blowing, and we're starting out with an S. Next up, we have the one and only biscuits and gravy. Now, I don't even like eating biscuits and gravy, but for some reason, whenever Luke eats them, they just look so good. Let's check them out.
Biscuits and gravy is one of the easiest meals, but it's so delicious. Heavy whipping cream, pork sausage, lots of pepper.
That actually sounds pretty simple. Let's find out his process. Just browning up the meat.
Gonna add some cream. This little bottle of cream, 1,600 calories. That's why I don't eat biscuits and gravy every day.
That is a lot of cream, not gonna lie. Whoa, if you look closely, that is a heavy hand's worth of pepper. That is a lot.
I got some hot dog buns. I'm gonna try to tear them up into little bits and put them in the gravy to thicken it up. Not bad at all. Now obviously homemade biscuits would be better, but this ain't bad for a guy who slept on the floor last night.
Literally like 4 ingredients. Let's give it a shot. Pan on, we'll open up the pork sausage and get it cooking. Managing the heat, given that we're cooking over fire, is tricky, but we'll just get it all browned up. It's smoky and it's hot. Some great color on there. We'll add in the cream. Basically drowning the pork sausage in cream. Just like Luke, I'm going heavy. Now we'll throw on a whole bunch of black pepper. Bubbling over just a little bit, gonna add in some breadcrumbs, hopefully thicken and finish this up. Oh, it's really bubbling up, oh boy. And we can't turn down the heat because we are using fire. I think I'm gonna call this done. Now we'll get started on the biscuits. Whoa. Rolling it into a nice strand of dough, rolling it up on our stick. Got it all tied up so it looks like this, and we'll see if we can get it to cook. This is a lot harder than it looks. I got a lot of respect for Luke and the rest of the boys. This ain't easy. And we should be good to go. The biscuits surprisingly seem to have cooked evenly with good color, and the gravy has thickened up to a perfect consistency. Let's see how this tastes. Okay, everybody grab a piece of biscuit. Ooh, give it a nice little dip in the gravy. Whoa, it's so creamy. It's so good.
It's so amazing.
I've always been intimidated by making gravy because you'd think it like requires reducing the right proportions. This is like the most simple recipe of all time. Granted, it's extremely caloric and filled with cream, so anything with cream is gonna be good.
The sausage flavor in there really comes through nicely.
The addition of the pork sausage really balances nicely with the cream.
It gives it that saltiness.
My only problem with this, honestly, I think I can only eat like 2 bites of it before I feel like absolute crap. But if you're camping and it's cold, I bet you this is incredible. I think it would be like a B to A for me.
I think a B is fair.
It's a strong B.
This might be the most satisfying looking meal I've ever seen him make, the pork jowl baked beans. Starting by boiling the beans until they're nice and tender, adding in chunks of pork jowl, nice chopped up onion. Also keep in mind, he has no cutting board. He's using a knife and he's cutting it towards himself. That is some skill. Some great looking flavors, and I think just letting it cook. Those beans are coming along. Time for the steak.
All right, we're gonna put that right on the coals. Just like the bread, the coals are gonna stick to it while it's rare, and once it's cooked, the coals will fall off.
Okay, so that's a tip I've never actually heard before. Every time I've done the caveman style, I just kind of use a thermometer and it is what it is. So we'll see if that actually works. Let's give it a shot. And we'll start off with some beautiful pork jowls. It's cured and smoked just like bacon, but the jowl comes from sort of the cheek, chin, and jaw area. Extremely rich, but packed with flavor. In the spirit of the outdoor boys, I'm gonna see if I can use his technique. Oh my gosh, this feels a little dangerous. This is a lot harder than it looks. It's so fatty and waxy, it like is sliding all around. Let's get them outside to cook. Let's get these beans on. Whew. And we'll let them cook. Okay, our beans should be nice and cooked through. We'll add in the pork jowl, the onions, do a bunch of brown sugar. We'll add in the tomato paste, mustard powder, some salt, and black pepper. Now, we'll give it a nice mix and let that keep cooking. It is looking a bit thin right now, but hopefully as it cooks down, it'll kind of thicken up. We got our beans bubbling away, time for steak, and of course, we're going caveman style. Give that steak a flip. It's honestly not looking bad. And we'll throw down a bit of bread to go with the beans. I mean, this right here is looking like a proper outdoor boys meal. With those embers pretty easily falling off, that means our steak should be done. Beans look good, let's head inside. All right, we should be good to go, and I'm gonna be real with you guys. This meal is looking glorious. We got that nice charred bread, our beautiful looking bone-in ribeye, and of course, what I'm hoping are some super flavorful beans. And we'll see how we did on this steak, cooked directly on coals. I mean, cooked on coals or not, that's looking pretty good. Talk about the perfect medium rare. And now I gotta do something that as a fan of the outdoor boys, I have always wanted to do. Got our bread, scoop out some of those beans, little steak on top, and that right there is a bite. Make sure you get a good bite. Little steak, a little bit of that bread.
Unbelievable.
Unfreaking believable.
You get that char on the steak, a little bit of sweetness from the beans.
Like, cooked over a campfire or not, this is a 5-star meal. Today we're actually eating like kings.
All the flavors work really well together. You can take a bite of any of the food that they make and put it together and they all taste good together.
I know there's gonna be a day sometime in the future when I'm like camping with my future family. I'm gonna whip this out. If you ever go camping, you need to make this.
I'd either go A or S.
I think this is an S tier.
I think this is an S.
It's another S. Next up, we have something extremely unique. Honestly, I'm not too sure about this one, but either way, it's the orange soda marinated beef tacos.
You want tacos?
Taco Friday.
Taco Friday. Marinated beef here, marinated orange soda.
Okay, seared up the beef, now adding the vegetables into that saucy mixture. Re-adding the beef, then pretty simple, just assembling those tacos.
Not gonna lie, these are pretty tasty.
We'll be the judge of that. And we'll start off with some beautiful top sirloin. Now we'll slice thin at an angle to kind of mimic what he had. It looked like some sort of shaved beef situation. This is a first for me, but now we have our orange soda. And like a lot of the recipes, there is no recipe, so I'm just going for it. Also gonna throw in a bit of soy sauce, some Worcestershire, a little bit of oil, herbs, and seasoning. And we'll give it a mix. And we'll let it marinate for a few hours. With our meat marinated, time to sear. There's a lot of moisture in this marinade, so keeping the heat high to try and get some color on it. Should be all cooked up, meat out, and vegetables in. And we'll just cook them down. Back in with the meat, we'll get all those flavors combined, and let's assemble. Guac, salsa, the meat and pepper filling, and just like that, it's time to eat. It's surprisingly good.
It's another success.
This is like a very high quality weeknight meal.
It didn't have that well-roundedness that we got with the others. I probably would have put the tortilla on the fire for a couple seconds, but I love all the textures. You get those sauteed vegetables, the tortilla.
All of the components inside work really well together. I love this one too. I don't think I'd rate it as high as the others.
It doesn't have the X factor that some of the other ones have, but it's very good.
A B for basic, but that doesn't mean it doesn't taste great. It's just not as cool as the other ones.
B for basic, not B for bad. You guys knew this one was coming. We've made it to the tomahawk cooked over fire. It looks like he's starting with black pepper, then some salt. Interesting, so he's wrapping the steak itself in tin foil, leaving that bone exposed. Okay, he's going directly on the fire, then shoveling more coals on top of it, kind of allowing it to cook from both sides. I mean, that looks pretty good. Just searing directly over a campfire. It's hard not to smile looking at that. It's just a man, a giant steak. I mean, life doesn't get better than that.
Oh, that is a good steak.
Let's give this one a shot. And for this one, we've managed to get our hands on what might just be the biggest tomahawk steak I've ever seen. I mean, this thing has gotta be close to 4 inches thick. But I have to say, the marbling is absolutely fantastic. And we'll hit it with a bunch of salt. Again, excessively thick cut, so it can take a lot. And we'll hit it with a bunch of black pepper. Steak down, and we'll just wrap it up. And we'll get it on the grill. Get our steak right in the center, and we'll throw some embers on top, and we'll let it cook. And I think it should be ready to sear. Oh, wow. Just remove the tin foil. Let's give it a sear. Steak should be mostly cooked at this point. Just trying to give it a nice final sear. And just check out the crust on this steak. I have no idea what the internal temp is. It could be completely overcooked. This thing looks like it's gone to war, but that crust does look flavorful. And let's slice into it. Well, definitely closer to a medium or medium well than we would have liked, but all things considered, it's still looking pretty juicy. I'm just hoping that smoky charred flavor will outweigh the fact that it is a bit overcooked. It's hard to say anything bad about a giant tomahawk cooked over fire. I will say, I did overcook this, but it's still delicious.
It's a great steak. I don't have any negatives besides the fact that Max completely butchered it when it comes to medium rare.
There's honestly nothing I love more than steak cooked on top of a campfire. You get the smoky, you get the meaty. It's a winner, again.
It's crazy because it is such a simple way to cook, but it can take average food and just elevate it way beyond traditional cooking methods. They should have a restaurant that does this. Maybe we should start one. A very solid A. Okay guys, this right here is probably the one I'm most excited to cook. I know I've said that for multiple of these, but this is it. We have our moose ribs.
For dinner, I brought along some moose ribs. These are just 2 ribs from the moose I shot this fall.
I mean, look at the size of those ribs. They're freaking massive. Okay, seasoning them up and wrapping in foil.
You wanna cook these on a low heat, very slowly.
Cooking them right by the fire, low and slow. Unlikely, but I hope he's using applewood. A man can dream.
Whoa.
You can see how the meat is kind of peeling back from the bone. A good sign that these were probably cooked well. That actually looks pretty good. I feel like he definitely burned his mouth on that one, but that just looks so hearty and satisfying on a cold winter night. Let's give him a shot. Okay, so I couldn't find moose ribs, but I do have something just as cool. These are buffalo ribs. As you can see, they have a nice red color, but they're extremely thin. These are the exact same cut as baby back ribs from a pig. Just like Luke, we'll start by hitting this with some garlic salt and that black pepper. Throw it on the tin foil and wrap it up. Get it nice and tight, and we'll get it on the fire. So what I'm gonna do is kind of clear out a little area. We want low heat so these ribs can slowly break down and cook. Ribs on, and we'll let those cook. Just like that, it's been a few hours, and they should be done. I cannot wait to open these up. Oh boy, looks like we got a little bit of burning even through the tin foil, but generally speaking, I mean, they don't look half bad. We even got that separation from the bone. And we'll slice them up. Whoa. I think the bone has turned into charcoal. I hope the meat's still okay. Slice right down center. These actually look pretty awesome. I can tell they're tender. They have this like shreddable texture to them. They kind of remind me of like beef back ribs. Let's see how they taste. These are actually supposed to be moose ribs. Instead we have buffalo. Very interesting. Tender.
I love them. It's almost just like condensed beefiness in a good way.
It's missing the char flavor. Because we cooked it fully wrapped up, it didn't actually get any of those like campfire flavors. It is tender though, and if you're in a pinch cooking in the wilderness, these would absolutely hit the spot.
The way to improve this dish would be to get a little bit of a char after cooking it low and slow.
But also the Outdoor Boys scale is different. Like all these things are in the upper echelon of food, but given how incredible some of his other dishes are, it's getting a C. Super pumped up about this one. Next up, it's the Campfire Prime Rib Roast.
Luke here at the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, and today I'm gonna make the ultimate prime rib roast Christmas dinner. And I'm gonna do it over a campfire in a snowstorm. I'm gonna show you a super easy way to do it. It's a technique called sous vide.
It says sous vide, but there's obviously no electricity out in the wild. How is he gonna do this?
There we go, that looks well seasoned. Now we're gonna turn this up to redneck level 1000 here. We are going to put this whole thing in a garbage bag.
Oh, I don't know what I was expecting, but this is not it.
Garbage bags and cling wrap don't melt until 200 degrees. We're gonna sous vide bath at 140, so we're good.
I mean, he has a point. Technically, it should work.
All right, we got the water boiling. You wanna be able to put your whole hand in like this and hold it for about the count of 1 or 2 before it hurts. And that puts you at about 150, 140.
Not necessary for us, but he actually sous vide that overnight. It's crazy. All sorts of tasty looking sides. This is a full-on feast. That right there is an insane plate of food. Let's see what we can do. And starting off with a beautiful prime rib. Just like any time I cook a prime rib, I'm gonna find that first seam here and just using my hands, pull it back like so. From here, just kind of slice, peeling it away. Probably the most underrated prime rib tip. I'm telling you, getting rid of the silver skin just leads to a way better final product. And we'll season it liberally with salt and black pepper. We'll hit it with the mustard and then all pat it in. On with the herbs. Kind of just threw them on there like this, is what it looks like. And yes, guys, we're gonna actually try cooking this in a trash bag. To be honest, I have no idea if this is food safe. I assume it won't melt, but there's only one way to find out. And we'll just gently place our beautiful prime rib in the trash bag. That's not something you hear every day. We are all bagged up. We got our tub of heated water. We'll add in more boiled water. See how hot it is? Whew. Okay, I can leave my finger in there for about 2 seconds, which means it should be around 130, 140 Fahrenheit. And in with the prime rib. This is like the ultimate dichotomy. We have one of the most premium cuts of meat in the world, cooked in a trash bag in a flimsy bin of hot water. We'll give it a few hours and see if this works. And just like that, it has been 5 full hours. We've been adding hot water to keep it nice and toasty, which means I'm hoping it should be ready to sear. It appears as though the bag has maintained its seal. So all things considered, I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. But I will say it does feel very rare. I hope it's mostly cooked, but either way, let's get it on the fire. And now I'm gonna basically try searing right on top of the fire. Oh, that is quite the sight. And let's see if we can flip it. Oh wow, that's actually a pretty nice looking crust. I think I found the perfect searing zone. It looks like we're getting super consistent fire on it. This is working out better than I ever could have hoped. Color on this is just looking absolutely beautiful. I think it's ready to come off. And just take a look at this prime rib. I mean, cooked in a trash bag, then thrown over a fire or not, this looks absolutely stunning. But what matters most is what's going on the inside. Time for the moment of truth. Whew. I mean, it's definitely pretty rare, but that to me is looking perfect. So juicy, just edge to edge pink. Honestly, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, you guys let me know down in the comments, is this rare, overcooked, undercooked, completely raw? I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. And what we're left with is the Outdoor Boys prime rib roast Christmas dinner, cooked over a campfire. We got the sauce, the carrots, the fire baked potato. I'm not much of a Brussels sprouts guy, but covered in bacon, it's gotta be good.
Trash bag prime rib.
It's also June, but we're having a Christmas dinner, so enjoy. Wow. The char flavor is what takes it over the top. I don't even taste the trash bag. It's because we finished it over fire.
And those sides though, like a baked potato cooked inside of a fire, just tastes better.
I actually really like Brussels sprouts. Bacon definitely makes them better. This is better than restaurant prime rib because it has that campfire flavor to it.
This would really be the perfect Christmas dinner.
Grills are out, campfires are in. It's just night and day. Not only can Luke survive in any terrain, he can cook.
This has to be an S. It has to be an S. It's the best prime rib dinner I think we've ever had.
I agree. I think this is an S.
Straight up, this is some of the best food we've had on the channel. I can't stop eating it. I'm so full and I can't stop. Huge shout out to Outdoor Boys for the constant inspiration over the years. Something tells me we haven't seen the last of them. And thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.